The keys to understanding language learning are understanding your learning profile, familiarizing your environment, and establishing a study regimen. Before diving into this video, I would like to welcome you to my channel. I am Anthony Permai, aka Language Chameleon, a neuro-language coach and a long-life language learner. The reason why language is so hard to learn is because we are still stuck in the classroom. That's right, this archaic way we all went through of learning a language, passively sitting on a chair at the back of the classroom while a teacher is actively trying to shove language content down our throat. Stop me if I'm wrong. First, we need to understand what language learning is. Well, not yet. For those of you who believe that learning a language can actually be done on your own, well, you are actually on the right track. Language learning is the fact of absorbing a new language in your long-term memory so that you can use it spontaneously in your day-to-day life. Now, the reason why you can is called neuroplasticity, the capacity your brain has to create new pathways between new neurons. So, how does your brain learn languages? Well, your brain can learn a language in three very basic ways. And the first one is chemicals. So the brain actually functions by transferring chemical signals between brain cells we call neurons, and this triggers a series of actions and reactions. So to support language learning, your brain can increase the amount or the concentration of those chemicals that are taking place between neurons. So during the learning process, the brain is actually changing the connections between neurons. And this physical change takes a bit more time and therefore is associated with the long-term improvement in speaking a language. Now, the third and last way that the brain can change to support learning is by altering its function. Now, you see, as your brain uses more and more regions, they become more excitable and therefore easier to use. You become a more efficient language learner. So I just told you how awesome neuroplasticity is to your brain. So how come you can't really learn that language that you've been trying for the past few years? Well, the first reason is that most of us don't know what material to use. The second reason is that even if we had those materials, we wouldn't really know when and how to use them. Finally, we just don't know how to organize our studies, and this is a big problem. Remember, failing to plan is planning to fail. Believe it or not, it was not up until I was 21 years old that I could actually speak English. I was a total shambles. I could not master the grammar. I was speaking Anthony English, English Anthony, anti-English. And I moved to London, got my first exam, got a fat 0. And then step by step, I got into the habit of using the language and I spoke English. Great news, right? So now, if you are struggling to learn a language, here is what you need to do. So first, what I want you to do is to take a test about multiple intelligence. Who are you as a learner? This is very important because thanks to that information, you will be able to decide what material suits you best. Now, once you chose these materials, what you're going to do is that you're going to separate them into two categories. There's going to be primary tools, secondary tools, or satellite tools. Primary tools is going to be used at 50% of your study time, and secondary tools, same thing, 50% of the time. So let's say primary tool is with a teacher. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. You have 10 hours in a week, 5 hours are spent with a teacher. Great. Secondary tools could be series, books, newspapers, and then you divide the remainder, of your study time between those three tools. And then you will be able to actually establish a study regimen. But we are going to come to that. Just be patient. Step 2, you need to familiarize your environment. What do I mean by that? We have two types of environments. We have the home and outside of home. Home is primary environment. So the goal here is for you to know how to say everything that is in your home in that foreign language. From the lamp to the micro, the table, the ceiling, computer, camera, everything. So you take stickers, write the words in that target language, and then stick it everywhere. Your home is going to look like a Christmas tree. I kid you not. It will take you some time to get used to it, but every time you need to use that tool or that thing or step on the carpet, you need to say that object in that foreign language. You cannot use it until you remember how to say it in that foreign language. It's important, guys, and do it every day. Second, you have your outside of home. So now this is a secondary environment. And the goal here is for you to become the king of your streets. Choose 3 routes that you utilize most of the time, right? For example, home to school, or home to work, home to a supermarket, home to the gym. Then you take photos, maybe 3 to 4 photos for each route. Then you come back home, you print them off. And then you write everything you see in those photos. You post them up on your wall, and then every day you review the vocabulary. And then every week you go take pictures again and then post them on the wall again and write new vocabulary. It's efficient, you guys. Try it, okay? So this is called familiarizing your environment. All right, now the last step is establishing a study regimen. Very important. Anyone who is learning a language needs a study plan. In that study plan, you will have fixed activities, things that you cannot change, and that's fine, like going to work or taking a shower, and that's all good. But you have also this flexible time. In that flexible time, you need to dedicate study time. And you decide, oh, I'm going to spend time with my teacher, or I'm going to spend time watching series, reading a book. Great, but stick to it. I know some people will go crazy and design robust study plans. No. Make study plans that are reasonable. An hour here, an hour there. Don't try to study 4 or 5 hours straight without a break, because that's probably going to set you up for failure. Now, the study plan can change. Once you feel like, oh, my level is going up and up, great. It's working, guys. It means it's working. Now, change it again. Very important. It's not a fixed thing, it's a living thing. Now you possess all the tools to be a successful language learner. Now, you know how to identify who you are as a learner. You know how to learn new vocabulary through the familiarization technique, and you know how to establish a study plan. That's very important. If you use all 3 tools, well, you'll be able to speak your target language within 3 to 6 months to a low intermediate level, and you will learn more than 1,000 words. That's quite impressive. What is very important to note here is that you are doing it effortlessly. Everything is integrated into your day-to-day life. And that's what we want. That technique is called 3DLL, 3-dimensional language learning. Give it a try and leave comments below. Let me know if it's working, how you're using it. If you need advice, please hit me up. And please hit that subscribe button, because it's gonna help my channel grow up with me as a language coach. All right, guys. And remember, study anywhere, get somewhere.